Hello tubers, Mescal here. So this phone is a Crackling phone. And some phone calls are being dropped altogether and not ringing. So I've just come up to have a look at this. The only one that looked corroded, I pulled out, cut fresh, and actually hooked it back around so it had better continuity to that connector. Went back inside, checked, and it's still crackly. So this wire here is black. The wire inside the house is white. So somewhere under the house this joins to another piece of wire, and I don't want to crawl under the house at this point. So what I'm going to do is use this hand piece and a couple of alligator clips. This is an all-in-one phone there. That plug that you see is a wall socket plug. So that all we have to do is there's two wires in that connector. We'll put some clips on that, clip onto there, and I'll check the line, and if it's crackling, then I know that it's not under the house, it's out on the street following this wire back out, in which case we can ring the telco company and say, fix the line please, otherwise I've got to crawl under the house. I just got down off the ladder. I didn't think it was safe to be trying to do this up on the ladder there. This is a new kind of tripod mechanism. I'm holding the phone between my knees, so there's a bit of that coming into the picture. Sorry about that. If you're going to get real fancy about making a permanent test phone, the idea would be to solder on some clips onto here. Let's do this. Okay, so we're ready to do it. I'm clueless as to which way around the connections should be, so I'm going to take a punt. There's red and white on the wires there. I'm going with white to white, and then I'm just going to jab that other one on. I'm not going to connect it up properly, just to listen to the phone and see if that's working. Okay, so let's get the hand piece over here, and I'll just touch that on briefly. Swap it around, I think it's wrong. Okay, so where's the microphone? Hopefully you can hear that. It's a really nice crisp dial tone. And that's not what I wanted to hear, because that means I've got to get under the bloody house and find where the two wires join this black to the white. And I've just discovered that the wire comes in at the back of that board there, comes around here, across there, down into that. So let's inspect that, because it looks like it may not actually go under the house properly. There is even an earthing wire here that's to a proper ground stake. Oh, look at that, a gas suppressor across it. So this thing here is a little vacuum tube, and that will take a lightning strike to ground through that wire. That's a very nice setup. So I guess now I'll get my little test phone and hook on here and see if there's any problem with this. Okay, we're on, and I've got crackle. One by one I'm disconnecting things and then listening to the line. I've just taken the earth, the gas suppressor out, and it's still crackled. So now I'm taking the inside line out. This goes inside because this here connects to the outside. So in theory I should get a nice clean crackle free from here. So with the house side off on both wires, I've still got crackle coming in, so the next thing is to take this earth off. That's weird, it still crackles. one I hooked up on the other end, which is just over there, on the roof just over there. That's where it's coming in. Only 3 metres of wire or something. So the obvious thing to do is to replace that wire. Got some of this laying around. It's telco wire, so that'll do the job. Underneath where the old wire is hanging on and anchored, and I'm just going to run it like that around the corner, back up to that other point, join the 2 wires, take out the old black one, see what happens then. Okay, looking good. Come on, get in there. I'm going to take the whole thing off. So these screws here are holding that. And that way I can feed the wire through the wood, then through the plastic. One. I don't like that rust either. I'll give this thing a good clean up and put it back on. I'm hoping that screw will come out. No, it's just stripping. This is where you get super cranky at yourself for not checking which screwdrivers you actually had when you came up the ladder. Oh, that's got to be enough to hold it while I go and get the proper screwdriver. This is where you kick yourself for not putting those wires through already too before you put it to the board. Go. And since I couldn't get that rusty screw out, and this whole plate will be subject to the ongoing electrolysis of that screw, I decided I'll use this one that's used on the earthing plate for the gas arrestor in the other socket, and just put the blue back on the bottom there, so there's no rusty connections at all going on here now. And that also, there was a little bit of, up about 1 inch of this I had to cut off to get clean copper. Just popping that back on. At this point you realise you've pulled the ladder down prematurely. I now have a crackle-free dial tone. So now I'll just reconnect the house wires, these funny looking old twisted pair, and that'll be it. Oh, I've got to put the earth back on. Alright, I'll pop that cap back on and I'll go inside and listen to the house phone and see if there's any crackle on the line. Beautiful, no crackle. So that's how you make a linesman test phone, and that's how you do your own bodgy telephone repair. Thanks for watching.